welcome back to our channel. It's a 2011 Hyundai Sonata 4-cylinder engine. Customer complaint when he drives started shaking, car want to shut off, stuff like this. His mom called me yesterday, and was it the day before yesterday, and she explained it, kind of explained it to me, and wanted to make an appointment. I'm here, and I just finished talking to the owner. He took it to Hyundai a year ago and for some recall, and he told them about the issue. It wasn't happening more frequently than now. He said that they couldn't figure out what's going on because they couldn't find any code that could lead them to this. After that, he took it to a local shop for oil repair, and same thing, they did a scan on it, they couldn't find any code. So somehow somebody referred me. They looked me up and they found the phone number. They called me. He said he thinks it's a fuel pump. I told him I doubt it, because a fuel pump would shut off the car, and he's not sure if the car shut off by itself or he shut it off, but they think it's a fuel pump, and we're definitely gonna take this in consideration. But here we are. I already scanned the car, and I want to show you guys what I found. I found a history code, crankshaft position sensor, a circuit. This will definitely make a engine shake, hesitate, and probably shut off. So other than this, there isn't much in this car that would probably lead us to can signal errors. Yeah, check, I don't know, what is that? Probably from the shaking, probably from shutting off. And so we're going to attack this code, the crankshaft position sensor. The problem is it's intermittent, and right now the car starts and runs with no problems and no check engine light. But they're just, I guess they're afraid that it would happen somewhere where, you know, they get stuck in a situation. They're going to do something important, and then the car fell. We tried to look for the report from the dealer, but unfortunately we couldn't find it. I just wanted to read what it says in it, and so I want to pull up, I want to do two things. First, I saved a report, and second, what I want to do, I want to pull up the wiring diagram, go locate the crankshaft position sensor. We're going to call it CKP, and I want to take a look at it, look at the wiring, see if something unusual happened over there, and probably do a wiggle test while watching some data pits on the screen. I think that's going to be a good direction. But I will definitely, and we will also see if possible if we can find the information for fuel pump, the pressure, the proper pressure for the fuel pump. See if we can find this, and we'll take it from there. So stay tuned. So I'm looking at the fuel pressure right here, and it looks normal, and with the step on the gas also the fuel pressure goes up. So fuel pressure look normal, although it's not acting up. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any live data when I go to Hyundai, any CKP data pit signal or anything. So I had to go to OBD, and I also don't have any CKP data pit. So either we're going to use the scope and probe to it right away, or probably from the engine control module pin back probing, or see if we can use that test, that signal test that we saw in a special function. So I don't know, let me see, let me figure it out. So looking at the sensor, it has 3 wires, power that comes from a fuse, which is shared with other sensors. And I don't think we have a problem with this line. The reason why we would have other sensors codes. And if you guys want to see a similar case to this, I will link a video here that about a Ford Mustang, I believe, Ford Mustang, that had the same issue. That was the one of the sensors, but it was the power side of it. The other two are provided, I mean, they're linked to the engine control module. One of them is a ground, so this sensor is ground controlled, and CKP signal. So this is our interest. So we either losing the ground and then the sensor is not working, or the signal is being lost due to pin fitment or wiring or component. And it looks like it's crankshaft position sensor. It says left side of engine. So let's go locate it. I was setting up everything, and unfortunately the moment right before I plugged the lead to the scope, it happened, but I didn't catch it on screen. So right now we're good to go. What's this? Okay. I'm probed on that red, and let's take the car in the test drive, see if it happens. If it happens and I don't lose the signal here, it's a what should I put it, 5? And 5 is too much. 10 is good. Alright, if it happens and I don't lose any signal here, that means it's not the crankshaft position sensor. So I don't think there's any need for me to make this video longer than it is. I'm gonna stop recording right now and bring you guys with the after the test drive. So I drove for about like 3-4 miles, and I came back for my wallet, and I was about to leave, but what I wanted to do, I wanted to put the fuel pressure monitors also on, and the car shut off. And the car shut off. Unfortunately, I don't have, oh my god, I don't have a capture for it. Oh, I hate that. Now, I don't have a capture for it. Now the question is, we are going to lose signal here, but are we going to lose it because the car is gonna shut off, there will be no rotation of the crankshaft, or there will be no rotation because we losing the signal? That's the question. So we have to have another probe here, which probably RPM, but that's not gonna be really accurate here. What should we do? Man, I hate when that happens. I really hate it. And then the problem, the screens had just reset. I couldn't go back and see what happened. It just shut off by itself. So it doesn't matter if you're driving or you're stopping. But the 2 times that it acted up with me, the car was stopping here in this spot. What should we do? I even opened the hood to make sure that my probe is not touching anything, because I was gonna go back and drive one more time, and I really wanted to go back here and pull up the fuel PIDs on another screen to switch to it quickly. I was gonna do this. Actually, no, I don't need this. I was gonna do this right here, and then so I'm able to switch between both of these. Alright, it just happened again. It shut off by itself. And it did the same exact thing when I unplugged the harness for the CKP. How about the fuel? I didn't have the fuel. Okay, now it's happening more frequently. Bet you. Yeah, this I don't think this test is good. I think when you have a crank no start, that this test is good. But here, if you codes, no codes. Oh boy. Okay. But we kept the 5 though. The 5 stayed. It's not like we lost the 5. We had the 5, so if we had the 5, that means we didn't lose operation of the sensor. We just lost rotation here. That's why we stopped getting 0 to 5. That's what happened here. Oh boy. Signal is good. I want to delete everything and watch this, see if it comes back. Okay. And also I am going to watch the fuel. But again, that's a mechanical fuel. So if the engine is gonna stop rotating, engine's gonna stop rotating, we're gonna lose pressure. It is hard. It is hard of a case. We don't have codes. We don't have a direction. And I'm tempted to stop spending time on it. I'm in 2 hours right now, and my policy is if I don't tell you what's going on with your car, I don't get paid. So I know it's against my business, but it is a personal encouragement to find the problems with the cases that I work on. I still have time on this one. Let me watch the fuel. Something weird is going on. The camera is not moving, and this light came, and I feel the car is shaking. And the owner did mention something about the lights popping when that thing happened. Look, I lost communication, and I'm pressing, and I see there's no movement. Okay, the camera has nothing to do with fuel, I know. I just want to know the fuel pressure. 6. Okay, now we should have some codes. Okay, crankshaft position sensor. Crankshaft position sensor, A circuit. Pending, look. And we do have a signal. Let me fault scan. I should have some lost communication, please. Cluster. Pass no fault, you crazy? Look, I don't have no tachometer movement. Do I have light? Yes, I do. Yeah, so why this one is on? Engine speed fault. Engine speed fault. That's interesting. Active engine speed fault. That's a good clue. Alright. We didn't have that before. We had some door actuator or something. Engine speed fault. B1685. This is really cool, man. Caught it in the act. Okay. Look, I'm pressing and the car, the engine barely revs. Okay, I want to keep doing. How about if I put it on? Okay, I do have reverse, but look, it's shaking. Crazy. Wow. Barely moving. Cluster, no, not the cluster. On the engine control module. I bet you're gonna have a misfire codes. Dude, this is crazy. We do have a signal, but the engine is sensing that crankshaft position sensor A circuit. Let's go to freeze frame. It's not supported. Okay, thank you. And the car is shaking. Look. Alright, at this moment I want to stop it and start it again. See the tachometer? Now it's normal. Look. Wait a minute. What happened here? Doing cranking. Okay. Oh, that's normal. Read codes. Ah, it became history once I restarted it. Okay, should I I think I'm going to recommend a crankshaft position sensor. Although the sensor is, like, the signal is good, but it's either that or the computer. I don't want to recommend a computer. Computer is one-time programming. You cannot get it from the junkyard, and it's a dealer item only, and it's expensive. It's going to be expensive. The minimum that I see on those Hyundai and Kias is $600. I've seen them up to $1,200, even $14, I think, for the Ecus. So the engine is not happy about the signal that it's receiving from the crankshaft position sensor. And what's up with that? Let's look up the other. Engine speed fault, CAN signal, engine speed fault, CAN signal. I want to look up this one. This happened for a second, like right here, I think right here. Yeah, right here. We didn't have anything wrong with the network. But hold on, the car didn't shut off, so we kept 5. We kept 5, and the car didn't shut off. Here also. It's weird. It's a clue, definitely a clue. You understand what I'm saying, right? Before I was debating, I was like, okay, so if there is another reason would make the car shut off, then we will definitely lose that switching between 0 to 1. The teeth won't be, the engine won't be moving, so we won't have that switching. But now the engine didn't shut off, okay, and we lost those switching. So I think I'm gonna recommend a CKP sensor, and I know I would say 20% sure, but from what I have, from the information that I have, we at least have to try something. We have to say, we have to start with a known good CKP, okay? So let me discuss it with the owner. See, give him the option. Tell him, hey, do you want to spend more money on diagnose, because this could take forever to pinpoint the problem, or do you want to invest in probably $50 or even less in a new CKP and see if that's going to solve the problem? I hate to do it this way, but I mean, at least we have something to show on the screen. All right, let me talk to the owner. All right, so for B1685, says if the engine RPM signal has not been received through the CAN, the AC control unit may increase or decrease the variable compressor output using the engine RPM signal received through the CAN lines. So the engine control module sends the along the messages the speed of the car to the AC control unit, and based on that the AC control unit controls the AC compressor, and that code sets when the AC control unit does not receive a speed signal from the engine control module. It makes sense now. It makes sense. And also no tachometer on 0, that's another indicator, and that's why the car with the swivel, the VSC, VSA, whatever you want to call it, the traction control light went on, because all these modules are not receiving the engine RPM signal. I would definitely invest. I mean, the other thing what I would do, I'm gonna put another do I have? Oh shit, I don't have. I was gonna put another channel on the screen to monitor that ground that coming from the engine control module that controls that CKP. Let me see. I might ditch the can high and can low. We don't need them at this moment. Throw a can code because it's not receiving the speed signal. So let me use one of these channels on the ground itself. Alright, I'm monitoring that ground that provided by the engine control module, and I'm using the other end on the battery voltage. So right now we're reading battery voltage, and if we have a drop in this one, that means we have a drop in the in our ground provided by the computer to the CKP. Alright, something weird just happened. I just gave it a push, a gas push, and the car stalled. I did not lose my ground, but I lost the signal. Alright, so we're gonna replace the crankshaft position sensor in this case. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I did a rescan and I have a crankshaft position sensor circuit, a circuit. What I should have done, I should have probed at the engine control module, because that's the last spot that the signal need to be going to. I am probing by the pigtail for the sensor, but I know those sensors are not expensive, so I'm gonna tell the owner to replace the crankshaft position sensor. That's my final. I am going to come back with an update for this case, either on a video or written at the end of the video.
Three days later.
So 3 days later, we got a part, original part. I was able to look one on Amazon. It was genuine. I think it was 40 bucks. So I text the owner the link. They bought it, and it got home yesterday. So we're changing it today. The problem is the location of it is a really tight spot, and it's hidden, not easy to access, and plus there's like a heat shield you have to remove before replacing it. So two, I believe, 10mm bolts and one 10mm for the sensor itself. As I said, it's genuine Hyundai crankshaft position. This is the part number if you guys are interested, 39180-25300. And actually, I called the dealer. I think it was $170 in the O'Reilly or AutoZone. They had it for 80 bucks, I think. But we were lucky to find only one listing on Amazon. Only one original was the last one. So I told the owner to buy it as soon as possible. I already put the car on the ramp. Try to get it from top. I couldn't. That's why I put it on a ramp. And when you go down, it's like the drive shaft is right there in front of it. It's really hard to do something. I don't know. Should we do it from the top again? To show you guys with my this is the last use of this one, I guess. Somewhere, this is the wire for it, so it's somewhere over. Yeah, I cannot show you guys. Let me feel it from here, see if I get to the 2 bolts, and if I do, I will bring the car down. I thought it would be easier from the bottom, but let me feel it from the top. All right, you guys see that 10mm? That's one of the bolts. The problem is I don't see the other one. And there's this drive shaft, and there's this piece in front of it. So, and to move this piece, you have one bolt here. That's easy, but the other one's from the top. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Let me get the camera there. Hopefully I see the other one. I don't see it. You guys see it? Alright, let me remove that bolt and see what happened. Well, finally I was able to take it out. It wasn't easy, but it wasn't hard at the same time. When I go down there, I'll show you guys what I did. I wanted to compare both before I install them, and this one looks like a little bit different, like it's smaller in diameter. And look at this one, how much oil built up on it, sludge. I don't know if that's gonna affect the operation of the sensor, but I don't know, we'll see. Pigtail is the same. Yep, the same. This one says the pins numbers. This one, oh yeah, it does. 1, 2, 3, and this one looked like it was built better, the new one. Hopefully this diameter is the same, but yeah, it looks like this is an upgraded part. So from the top, be careful when you take off that little piece. I dropped it. There's a magnet to get it out. That little one right here, that what locks it when you click the two connectors. And to take it out, I used a flathead. I just push it under, because this one sits right here, so I push it under and I push it out after disconnect it. Let's click the new one in here from the top and go from the bottom. So in the bottom, what I did, I removed that cover that was the protective shield here. It was two 14mm, one bolt here and one over here, as I said, and I got to it from the side right here with the 14 ratchet wrench. That was easy. And then I was able to see the other bolt that holds this one right here. As I said, there's two bolts, one here we were able to see, and this one was covered. So with the ratchet, some extensions, and 10mm, I was able to take both. And then I saw the 10mm that holds the sensor right here. So, and then here's a little tip. You see that that piece that holds it to the bracket? It's better if you release it from the top before you take the bolt, because you won't have enough. This cable will be on the way, so when you take it from there, you sorry, you'll have more slack to shove your 10mm. Well, I'm gonna do everything backwards. I just want to make sure that this snugs in, which it does. Okay, good. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that to get to this point, you have to take that cover. You might have that shield, protective shield, which is only 10mm, and two those plastic clips right here. So now I'm going to put everything back, since I put the sensor and these covers. Alright, we're connected. Engine, trouble codes, no codes. Let's start it. Good starting. What I want. Alright, let me probe on the signal pin. This is our signal, and look like we have a good signal. We don't have any dropouts. I'm gonna watch this signal for about 15-20 minutes. Remember last time we didn't have to take it out for a test drive for the shut off to happen. So I will keep watching the crankshaft, and I will definitely keep watching the car, see if anything happened. I will definitely bring you guys back, but hopefully not. Hopefully that's a fix. We'll see. Right, I've been watching it for what, like 15 minutes, 20 minutes. No dropout, no shutting off. I'm going to give it to the owner to drive it and see if we have a fix, but we should have a fix here. Let's scan for codes. Okay, no codes. I think this should be a fix, but I will definitely update the case before uploading it, either with a video or with a text. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do something. I really appreciate everything you do. Thank you.